Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Sam and I make videos about makeup, chronic illness, and whatever I want. And today I want to talk about reset cleaning after a flare or an illness like cold, flu, etc. Where I've been for the last 2 weeks is I actually got acute bronchitis. This is very common for me this time of year when the seasons change in the fall. I am almost guaranteed to get bronchitis between mid-October and mid-November. Sometimes it turns into pneumonia, which is very unfortunate. I was able to catch it really early this time before it settled into my chest, and I have like a hair. But I was coughing a lot, I needed rest, and like the steroids just kind of made me pretty sleepy. So I took some time off, and I thought this was the perfect time to make this video because I just had to do this because after I finished recovering, my house was a mess. I'm gonna insert some clips of like what it looks like. It is wild how quickly things just pile up and get out of control, and I know how overwhelming it is, so I thought this would be a great addition to my cleaning series, just discussing how to manage a reset. So for me, it's incredibly overwhelming to have a messy space. I have anxiety and I'm also autistic, so having things in a particular way in specific spots is just really calming for my brain. But I have had to come to terms with my health is a lot more important than making sure everything is in the right spot. Obviously, mental health is important as well, but making sure that you really recover from an illness or a flare is even more important. And we could just look away from the clutter and the mess momentarily while we're healing. Something I really want to stress is remember that we're not in a position to just reset our house in one day like the aesthetically pleasing TikToks or reels that you see. We're already starting in an energy deficit, like running on a quarter tank of gas on a good day, so we can't just snap our fingers and our whole house is back to normal, like especially if you have kids, pets, your spouse is working full time, things add up quickly. And even though I don't have kids, I have pets, and it's wild how messy they actually are. You don't think about that too much until you're not able to keep on a schedule of picking up after them. Quite often it takes a week or two for me to get things back to normal, and that is okay. There's no timeline. Like I said, you're not going to get it done in a day. Sometimes you're not even going to get it done in 3 days. But the goal here is to pace and not put yourself back where we started in recovery because you want to hurry up and get everything done. Obviously, I think we all love those perfectly curated, aesthetically beautiful homes, but that isn't a thing for us, y'all. And unless you are a minimalist and live by yourself, that isn't going to be the reality when you have a chronic illness. So, my first tip is focus on the things you absolutely need to survive. For me, that's dishes and laundry. Laundry piles up so quickly when you're sick. You're changing outfits, you're usually showering more. Like for me, when I have bronchitis, I need to steam my lungs. So sometimes I'm showering twice a day. I obviously don't want to put on the clothes I just took off, so that means more outfit changes. And then I'm not keeping up on the laundry as much as I normally would, so there's more than one individual. Laundry just adds up. Then you have kitchen towels, things like that. Dishes, you gotta eat. Dishes are probably my least favorite chore. It's either that or folding laundry, so neither of these are fun. Those also give me the most anxiety when they pile up, like when the sink is full of dishes. I just look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, my life is falling apart, and I just like panic. We do have a dishwasher, but obviously if it's already full of clean stuff and I don't feel well, you gotta empty it. I don't want to empty it, so those are the two things I need to focus on. Yours might be completely different depending on your needs, but pick one or two things that are dire that you need to catch up on. You need clothes to wear, you need dishes to eat off of. So focus on those absolutely mandatory items. This one kind of just follows up the first tip, and it is make a list of what comes next after that. It's obviously daunting to look at everything. There's probably stuff on the floor, like I showed you in my picture, there's stuff on the counters, there's just stuff everywhere. It looks like a tornado went through your house, I'm sure. I can relate. So it's daunting to look at that and be like, everything needs done, and you start to get overwhelmed, and then you try to just do a whole room. First of all, do not try to clean an entire room. You're going to crash. It isn't worth it. I know it's so tempting to just be like, I'm just going to clean my whole kitchen, but do not do that. So after I've done laundry and dishes, those are my most important. I try to find the things that are like second most important. For me, that would be like bathroom cleaning. The place where you get clean is always the dirtiest, and when you have to go some time without keeping up on it, that soap scum builds up. You just want to have a clean space to get clean. So that is next on my list personally once I've caught up on those other things. After that would be my kitchen, like kitchen counters, the kitchen island. The kitchen is the hub of my house. I would say it's the hub of a lot of people's house, but it's also just in the center of our home, essentially. So the kitchen island is the catch-all, as you saw in the video. So getting everything put in a space, which will be a next tip, is important because it can just look and have a clean, organized center of the house, which just kind of makes me feel closer to my normal routine. The third tip I mentioned in my original cleaning video is like having little baskets or totes or something to divide stuff into. Again, we're not cleaning entire rooms here right away. We're starting with our list, but let's say you get to the kitchen island. Instead of running things from room to room, we're going to have a basket for each area. So everything that goes to the bathroom, everything that goes to an office, everything that goes to a bedroom. And then you'll take those baskets and put them in those rooms. And then when you get to those rooms, you can deal with that. But this is getting whatever room is first on your list dealt with first. Get the stuff out of the way. We can deal with it another time. This is one of my favorite cleaning tips, and I use it to this day. Sometimes I'll even use like a plastic bag, like a Target bag or something. Just stick all the stuff in it and then hang it on the door handle of the room that it belongs to. The things I focus on last are definitely like dusting and vacuuming. Both are very important, especially if you have asthma and allergies, but in the scheme of catching up, those things can wait. Because I can't dust anything when there's clutter all over the place, and vacuum when there's like laundry on the floor. It's just not going to happen. So those are like my wrap-up tasks once I've caught up on everything else. And this just happened for me a couple of days ago. I was finally able to dust and vacuum, which it's almost like a closing ceremony. And add on random tidying, like putting cords away, or I don't know. That's all I got. Putting cords away. I can't think of another, just like random tasks, like folding couch blankets or things of that sort. Those are definitely like finishing up tasks because they aren't dire to help you function in your day-to-day life. My last tip is, while you're sick, try to keep things contained to the best of your ability. Obviously, we're resting, we're not cleaning, but have a bag or a trash can near you to like put all of your tissues and stuff so you don't have to get up, but also you're not like creating more of a mess. Try to make sure to like use your hamper, stack dishes properly in the sink so they just like look more manageable. If things look more manageable, you'll feel less overwhelmed when you're recovering and trying to just reset your space. Sometimes we just need that optical illusion, because if you might only have 5 dishes, but if you stack them a certain way, it's going to look like 100 dishes and you're just going to get really overwhelmed and stressed out. So just trying to pick up things. If you're having a good day, maybe throw a load of laundry in the washer and ask someone else to put it in the dryer. Or if you live alone, it can sit there for hours. You could put it in the dryer later. Just small little tasks like that can really help the after effects and speed up and take some stress off your plate in the reset time. However, if you are too sick and you can't do any of these things, that is okay. Do not push yourself. Do not think you have to do those things, because you don't. They'll be there waiting for you when you're done, and we'll manage it in slow little batch tasks. resting and taking care of yourself is the most important thing. And those are all the tips I have for resetting your space after a flare or an illness. If you have any tips, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for things to make life easier. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.